Hello again, Michael Freeberg here from beautiful North Carolina, and today I have once again two new products to review. They are a little bit linked. They are both from Jeeves of Hudson Street. I'm going to be shaving today with the Tobacco Bay Leaf Soap. This is a tallow-based formula that includes cocoa butter and babassu oil. Let me show you what it looks like in the container. Lightly colored. It's not hard, but it's on the hardish side for these crops. It is a large size container. It is 7 ounces of soap, so just bear that in mind. You are getting quite a bit of soap in the container. The scent, the tobacco leaf, is a mixture of bay leaf, fir, bergamot, and cedarwood on a base of tobacco leaf. And you definitely get a strong sense of kind of a warm tobacco smell underneath. I don't get a lot of the bay, but I definitely get some of the wood and some of the fir. And the bergamot is kind of a light citrus undertone there as well. It is another kind of warm scent, which I've really been quite enjoying actually. At first, my first impression was that it was a bit of a stronger tobacco scent, but in fact that mellows out quite a bit. It's just that first impression is definitely a tobacco hit. Let me go ahead and assemble the razor for today, which is going to be the Edwin Jagger DE89. I'm going to be using, by the way, the same blade I used last week. So it is this Gillette Silver Blue, upside down. I know, I'm not going to bother turning it. This is going to be shave number 11. I haven't shaved since Thursday morning. So this is a good 3+ days worth of growth. Don't let the handle fall in the sink. The blade has been going strong, by the way. No real issues. It hasn't felt dull or tuggy. I'm just assembling the razor now. Yes, I'm including the washer on there. For those of you that are wondering, I'm just including the washer on all these razors in part because it just, I don't know, it just seems to fit more easily. You know, there's no real worry about the handle and the base plate. You can give it make it good and tight without too much pressure on the handle or the base plate, particularly for those vintage razors, and I've just done it for all of them. So that question comes up basically every video that I post now with the washer included. So yeah, the Edwin Jagger standard 3-piece. I'm going to talk a bit about how this shaves while we go through the shave itself, because I think there's one way in which this gets described, and I think it's actually being sold a little bit short in that regard. So let me go ahead and get my face wet again. I have the soap pressed into the loading bowl. I still have quite a bit of this left, and I'll mention the Franken soap, and I will actually show you the Franken soap because I realized last time I kind of teased people I was going to talk about it a bit more, and then I didn't, so apologies for that. Let me wet my face. Today's brush is going to be the synthetic, the Plisson-style in a whip dog handle. I've been using it all week. I was actually traveling and then elected not to shave during that trip, so I had everything packed up and ready to go and just never used it. But there we go. The soap has been very easy to work with. So I basically started, as with most of these, with a relatively dry brush. It lathers very quickly and easily. It's got a nice kind of dense, creamy feel to it. And at least for me, you can get a pretty quick sense when you're when you're sort of loading the brush that this is going to be a bit of a thirstier soap. Let me just show what that looks like. You can already see that's a little bit pasty and dense. So I'm just going to keep loading and then dribble a bit of water into there. But you can see what's happening. That's already building quite a nice lather. Yeah, the soap, as I said, is a tallow-based soap and does include the cocoa butter and the babassu oil. It's been very easy to work with. I've really quite enjoyed the scent. There we go. That's getting pretty close. There we go. Just a touch more water and just pick up what remains inside the bowl. There we go. Bit of water on the face. Just a touch of water onto the face of the brush. And I'll likely have to add a bit more water because this is actually a bit of a thirstier soap. But as you can see, no issues building a lather right off the bat. But I would definitely caution people, if you're using the soap and This lather looks good, but in fact, it's still a little too dry. So just make sure you're using enough water and really getting it till it's got a good sort of slick, sleek, shiny look to it. I'm just going to dribble some water onto the brush now, just a bit. It's not going to take a lot. Yeah, the tobacco note remains present throughout the shave. You can definitely smell it very, very clearly from the soap. For me, that's sort of the predominant scent, but the cedar and the bay are in there too. Touch of the bergamot. I mean, would I have known there was bergamot in here? No, but there was definitely a light citrus touch to it. There we go. Now just a dribble more water and just to sleek it out a little bit. There we go. Want to make sure I get a good lather built. This is more than I usually have to shave off. I gotta tell you, it was kind of hard to go through that one day, that extra day on Friday and not shave, but I figured, you know what? Might as well just let it go. Let's see what we get. All right. There we go. "11 shaves." Well, this will be shave number 11. As you can see, making very short work of that. I mean, I know this will not work for everybody. Not everyone's going to get that many shaves out of a blade, and I'm not recommending that you press them that far into service, but it does make you think. If you can, and you're getting good shaves out of them, no need to toss them early. I can hear some of you doing the mental math in your head. A blade every 2 weeks. You buy 100 blades. 200 weeks. Four years of shaving off what could have been a $5 tuck of blades. There we go. First pass, easy. Pretty good residual slickness. Soap rinses relatively clean, but you can definitely feel some, obviously this layer of soap left behind. Interesting debate on Reddit the other day about rinsing your face or not. I always rinse between passes, just feels like the right thing to do. Just gives me kind of a feel for how the shave is going. Just feels nice to rinse your face in between. I don't think it is really removing too much of the remaining slickness from whatever soap is still on your face after that first pass or that second pass. And the fact is you're going to lather over that soapy layer anyway, so if you're rinsing a bit of it off, I don't think you're really doing a lot of damage. Okay, the across the grain. Right, so the Edwin Jagger DE89, this This is so often described as kind of like your average or mid-range razor, and I think in some ways that does it a big disservice. Because the word average means kind of middle of the road, neither here nor there. Nothing to distinguish it. And I don't think that's really true. First of all, you know, obviously the chroming is fantastic. It's, you know, really extremely well done. You look at something like the fat tip and you realize how easy it is for it to go wrong. In this case, it really goes right. Very classic design for the handles. But the way I like to describe this razor is more balanced. I find this razor incredibly well balanced. It is a really sort of perfect mix of easy, clean shave. It's not really mild. It's not really aggressive. It's comfortable. It's efficient. It's not overly efficient. You don't feel really any kind of danger about the blade on your skin. The head geometry seems like a very clean mix between those two needs. So I like to describe this as a very well balanced razor. It's not extraordinary in any particular regard. I mean, of course, it does look fantastic, but it just shaves so well and so easily. A good fit for a beginner, and certainly a good fit for an advanced wet shaver. Who knew there was even such a thing, but I guess there is. And if this was your first razor or the Mühle version of it, and you find yourself looking at other razors and you maybe bought a few others, but you keep coming back to this razor, well, that's very likely for good reason, because this razor really works very, very well. All right, let me go ahead and lather up again. I'm going to just pull up a bit more soap. I'll lather up, and then I will show you the Franken soap, and then we'll finish off pass number 3. Scent strength on the soap, by the way, it's certainly not overpowering, but it's a very nice, it hits a nice middle point. It's definitely there. It's definitely distinct. You can smell it throughout the shave, but it's certainly not overpowering, which is my preference. I know there are people that just love those like crazy strong scents out of the container, but too much. Just no need for that really, for me. Yeah, the soap has been very easy to use. A nice slick lather, a little bit more on the thirsty side. Slightly denser lather than some of the previous tallow-based soaps I've used. And like I said, you are getting a lot of soap in the container. 7 ounces is a pretty good amount, and that should last you certainly quite a while. All right, before I start shaving, let's just give you a quick sneak peek of, let me just undo the container here. So there's the Franken soap. That color is an amalgamation of the 6 soaps that are already in there, 6, maybe 7. It is still very soft. What I'll do is I just take out the remaining soap, whatever's left over from today. I'll just layer that on there, and then I'll just sort of cut it in and mix it in. There's no need for a grate or anything like that. This is very, very soft, so there'll be no need for anything, you know, like having to grate it or cut it up or microwave it, which I'm 100% not going to do. I'm going to just keep adding the soaps. Well, it certainly has a scent. Is it a scent that the shaving enthusiasts will enjoy? Probably not. All right, this is going to be the against the grain. I think I could probably fit another 5 or 6 soaps in there, maybe. See how many we can just cram into that container. And then once it's good and full, I'll give it a roll. What I haven't decided yet is whether I should use it for the first time on camera or whether I should use it all week. Kind of torn between actually giving it a try and see what it's like, or just giving it the sort of a maiden voyage on camera. If you have a strong feeling, go ahead and let me know in the comments. My sense of adventure says I should just use it for the first time on camera. I mean, after all, how bad can it be? It's going to be 6, 7, 10 great soaps all mixed together. I have a feeling it's going to lather great and smell terrible. Well, let's just take a quick feel there and see how that's gone. Yeah, just a little bit right around my chin, which is not really much of a surprise. I haven't really buffed this time. Let me just pull out some of the remaining soap, and we'll just do that. But as you can see, 11 shaves on that blade, 3+ days worth of growth, no issues, good razor. Soap performance has been very, very good. No issues in that regard at all. Oh, the brush, man, that brush wants to slide into the sink really bad. All right, let's just do a quick bit of cleanup. Yeah, really good slickness on this soap. Keep it good and wet. All right, done. Let's go ahead and rinse off. Yeah, in terms of rinsing, so this is another one of those soaps. It's a little bit reluctant. You know, it does leave behind a layer of slickness. Post-shave feel, you know, my skin doesn't feel tight at all. Still quite a bit of slickness there. No irritation, no real heat. Try to get the ear clean. Yeah, you know, really enjoying those soaps. I have another one, which is the barbershop scent, which in the container is a much lighter, a bit more of a kind of a powdery scent, which I've not tried yet, and that may come up later in the rotation, or maybe that'll be part of a giveaway later. In part because I hate to see soaps just sort of languish on the shelf. That's always fun to give stuff away. Yeah, very nice post-shave skin feel, actually. Yeah, no real tightness. All right, well, I'm going to end that shave, if I can get the towel put back. I'm going to end that shave with the matching aftershave, which is the same thing, the tobacco bay leaf aftershave. So this is another one of the mixes, which is an alcohol and witch hazel based aftershave. It does include glycerin and a touch of menthol, or maybe more than a touch of menthol. I really enjoy these combos where it's the alcohol and witch hazel based aftershaves. They seem to work very well for me. This has enough menthol in it that I can really feel it. It's not eye-watering, but it is, you definitely know that it's in there. Yeah, these just seem to work really well for my skin. I've never tried just plain witch hazel, which certainly would not be, certainly not be in any way against doing, but I just don't have any. And a lot of these aftershaves seem to mix the alcohol and the witch hazel together in a very nice way. So why not just go for the combo? The scent. The scent of the aftershave is a little less heavy on the tobacco scent. And you definitely get a bit more of sort of the bay leaf and the fir, a little bit of the cedar maybe. It dries down very quickly. I can feel the menthol building a little bit, so that's got a nice cooling effect. Yeah, and I just like the way that it makes my skin feel. Really quite nice. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, well, that shave has come to a close right there. We're going to call it quits with that. Let's go ahead and just review what we've used so far today. Oh yeah, the menthol is really coming on nice there. So it is the Jeeves of Hudson Street for today. The tobacco bay leaf, another tallow-based soap. As I said, includes cocoa butter and babosu oil. A strong tobacco scent with some additional tones in there. If you don't like the scent of tobacco, then I don't think I would pick this one. The other scents are there, and kind of a nice mix, but this is definitely sort of heavy on the tobacco side, which evens out as you're shaving. The other scents come to the front a little bit, but just be aware, definitely tobacco scent. Really enjoyed using that soap actually. Lathers easily, very good slickness, does not break down, really stays consistent throughout the shave. The scent stays pretty strong. Post-shave skin feel, really quite nice. I followed that up obviously with the matching aftershave, which as I said is an alcohol and witch hazel combination with menthol and glycerin. A very nice way to finish that off. This scent also got a thumbs up from my wife, so that's always a plus as well. Today's razor, not your average razor. Very well balanced, easy to use, Edwin Jagger DE89. I am not a big fan of the plain handle. I would 100% get one that has the knurling on it. It looks fantastic, but this one is in fact a little bit slippery in use, so just bear that in mind. There is a tiny overhang. My only beef with this razor, and I didn't really experience it in this shape, but on occasion, there's something about the sharpness of the points on the base plate that, I don't know, sometimes they catch you a little bit, just something to bear in mind. And then, of course, whip dog handle, synthetic brush, just such an easy performer, zero complaints there. And the future star of the show, well, it's not really the Razor Rock that Friedberg has, just a leftover container, but let me just show you this again. If I can get the insert out. Easier said than done. And there it is, phase 6, 7 maybe, of the Franken soap. Yeah, so far so good. Delightful. All right, well, we're gonna call it right there. Man, 3 days of growth just gone. Beautiful, easy, clean shave once again. Well, let me say thank you once again so much for watching. I really appreciate the time you're taking to watch these. As always, if you have questions or comments for this video or for previous ones, please feel free to leave them. I try to get back to them as quickly as I can. Thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.